Hello everyone, it's Monday and I'm back for another week of vlogs. So hello, for those of you that don't know me, I am Gabskeldon, author of the Merlin's Air series, which has in it Found and Betrayed, so 2 books, and I am vlogging my authoring, so my writing, my publishing and all of the creative stuff that I do for completing Kickstarters. Today I am on with painting, so if you remember last time when I fulfilled the Kickstarter, I had to do quite a few paintings to go to the background to create the artwork for the interior of the book. Let me show you an example. So like painted these in colour and then obviously put them on the computer and like sorted them out so that they were in black and white for the book. So last time I had to do 24 paintings for Betrayed, for Found, sorry, because there were 24 chapters, but there are 30 chapters in Betrayed. So that is what I'm going to be painting today. I'm going to paint as many as I can to get as much done so that I can start actually designing the pages with the drawings that I've got. And it's like another huge job ticked off the list, like probably one of the biggest jobs ticked off the list apart from formatting. So I'll show you my setup. It's quite a DIY. Here it is. It's on the dog crate. Before, when we didn't have the dog, I could just do it on the floor inside or just on the floor outside, but obviously he is wanting to get, look, I'll show you him. What are you doing? Hey, should you be on there? So he's getting his nose stuck into everything, which is why I'm doing it. I've put his dog crate outside and I'm resting on that. So I'm gonna just sort my leaves out, and my flowers, and then I'm gonna get to painting. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. It's also freezing out here, but super sunny. So I've got a nice like winter sun combo going on. So I'm gonna start painting now. I'm not going to time lapse anything because I don't have really anywhere to set up the tripod, so I'll show you anything interesting and I'll definitely show you the pins at the end. Whew. So I'm so sorry I did not take photos of it. It was so cold out there. It was so cold out there. It was like -1 so I didn't realise that when I started, but I did 6 and have then come in because my hands are just too cold to carry on. So I'll show you the 6. I'm really happy with them. I'll show you them. Here they are. I like this one and I like this one. So happy with the progress. I think what I'm going to do, I didn't do it last time, but I might do it with the ones that I've got left, is see if anyone is interested in buying the originals. So obviously I can put my mates and stuff. I'll give the Kickstarter people first refusal. But yeah, so now I'm going to finish packing the paint away, sort the cupboard out, and then write, I think. Hello. Oh, sorry, I'm so curly. Look, I'm setting my hair. So it has been a while since I saw you last. I have finished my 1,000 words, but it's been a bit of a slog, and I also had tea and went in the shower and stuff in between. But here we are, I'll show you. There it is, 1,035 words. So I'm doing well on my full tracker. I've got all them days consecutive, and I'm on 9,355 words total and 32,000 words total for Otherworld. So I'm happy with the progress and how it's going. I've just been like thinking about what I'm going to do next for my word count, and I think what I'll do is I'll try and slowly increase it. I'm never going to increase it because I was thinking, oh well, I could do that forever, but I don't really want to, like I've said, don't want to overface and put too much on, so I'll never increase it past the nano number, which is 1,666 words a day. But I think what I'll do is jump to 1,250 in February. So I'm going to carry on my 1,000 words just now, so I keep like building the habit and getting into the swing of things. And then on the 1st of February, I will switch to 1,250 and see how that goes. And if I'm finding the jump is too big, maybe I'll do like alternate days or whatever. I'm not sure. But if I could increase my word count to 50,000 words a month apart from February, that would be sick. I'd get so many books written. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to sign off the day. It's nearly 9 o'clock, so I'm going to relax and have a cup of tea and cuddle the dog. So I will see you on Wednesday, not tomorrow because I'm working in the office and teaching all day. So yeah, Wednesday. Hello, it is Sunday. I am back. Well, I'm kind of back. I'm just saying hi. I'm pretty sure I said, but last week my boyfriend went to Chamonix with his friends, and they went on a lovely holiday trip, and he was coming back on Tuesday, so I vlogged on Monday and he came home on Tuesday, so we were always just going to hang out together, but he came back with a sickness bug. So he was poorly on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday I was struck down. So I was really, really sick and it was horrible. So I have not vlogged since Monday because we have just been awfully poorly. So yeah, I skipped last week because I only had footage from Monday, and there was just not enough to look at my eye bags. Look at him, awful. It's only Sunday, so didn't eat anything on Friday at all, and yesterday I ate some spaghetti bolognese and a wrap, so it was not too bad, but terrible. So today I'm not doing loads because I still don't feel 100%, but I've got a few bits to do. So I'm going to try and write. So I didn't write for those 4 days, and I was doing so well. So I'm not going to catch up for all 4 because it's just mindless. I won't be able to catch up for all them days, and it's just too strict because it's what, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4. Yeah, there's a lot. 4,000 words on top of my today's words. So I'll catch up 2,000 words and I'll give myself 2 days off sick. So I've got writing to do. I've got a few work bits to catch up on because obviously I had to take the day off work, well, 2 days off work. So I got behind a little bit there. But yeah, still feeling good, still feeling positive. So yeah, I'm gonna probably, I don't know if I will vlog more today, but I just wanted to come on and explain my absence for the week. So obviously you've got Monday's footage that you'll have just seen and my little apology now, and then we'll go into next week and I'll upload the vlog on Sunday. So thank you for your patience. But yeah, I will be back with you as soon as I can be. Hello everyone, it's Sunday and I'm back for another morning of vlogging. So hello. I'm sorry I've not had a lot to show you over the last couple of weeks. I know that I've told you already that I've been poorly, and then at work trying to catch up on things that I'd missed from my actual job, and then just recovering from being poorly. It proper wiped me out, you know. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, if you can tell, and my sciatica is hurting a little bit, but I'm going to stretch later. And that usually gets rid of it for a bit, so I'm not too worried. But I've come on this morning so I'm going to paint. So I'm going to paint. I'm going to show you my painting. So this vlog will just be all painting, and apologies. So I'm sorry about that. And then I'll probably write this afternoon to get my 1,000 words in. Yeah, and then I will post this vlog. So I'm going to set up everything now. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to set it up. I'm going to set up everything now and then I'll be back. So I'm ready and set up. That's my desk. There's my paints. So a slightly different setup than last time because obviously I was fully outside last time. But I'm just going to do it here because it's just easier. And it's not as cold. So I'm going to try and get as many paintings done as I can because it's early. Did I tell you what time it was? It's only 8:08. Because now I've still got till the end of April to fill the Kickstarter, and I'm still waiting for quite a lot of artwork off Catherine, so I do have some leeway. But if I can get all my stuff done, or as much done as I can, I can actually format the books because they're the biggest job. So once the books are being formatted and are off to print, I've only got little bitty things to do, and little bits of design work and stuff like that, which are, won't take too long. And yeah, so I'm just trying to get these done and out of the way because I'm still writing Otherworld, and that's still going well. but I've got a little bit to catch you up on writing wise, so I'll save that until I sit down and do some writing. So yeah, the plan now is to paint as much as possible, get as many out of the way as I can, because then I'll still have the bookmarks to do, so we'll be more painting in this future, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to watch some Bailey Sarian while I'm doing it, and I will take some nice photos of the paintings and stuff and check in after. Hello. So painting has been going really well. I've done 9 so far, and I'll show you them properly in a minute, but what I thought I would do is show you the process of how I'm actually doing the painting. Now I've got a few under my belt. So I think if you've seen my videos before, like my Kickstarter videos and stuff, you'll have seen me do this, but I'll do some more shots and stuff again of me painting. So apologies for the shaky camera, because I'm just painting it all with my hands. But yeah, I will time lapse or show you some stuff. So now I've got those 2 colours. I was going to time lapse, but I might as well just tell you as soon as I'm doing. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of blue in now. So this is my colour testing spot. And then I'm going to put a bit of pink back over the top, because that was a little... Ooh. So that'll be the first layer. And what we do after that is just peel, and peel, so you can see the effect. So that's how I do them all. You layer them up and you just spray the colours that you want. I always just spray whatever colours are in my heart at the time. I really like the neons, and I like mixing blues, pinks and oranges and the greens and stuff. I'll show you. So this is one of my favourite ones that I've done today. I like this one. I like this one that I did at the beginning. And that one. So I do like them all. Like, this is probably my least favourite one, but that's just because I like the white on the page, and I like the teals and the oranges. I'm trying to make them a little bit different so they're not all like the same, but I think you can tell, you can't really, like, obviously these are going to be made into black and white, and I'm going to try and sell them as original artworks, but yeah, I don't want them all to be exactly the same, but I'm limited on what flowers and stuff that I have, because it's winter, and you know, they are going to be turned to black and white, and like some of them are going to have other pictures over the top, so hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm going to do 4 more, so wait, 5 more, so then I've got 20 in total, and then after that I'll only have 10 left to do in the bookmarks, which is quite manageable. But I need to order some more paper for the bookmarks. I want to go and collect some more plants and some more leaves and stuff. So once I've done, I will show you the whole array of the photos, of the pictures, and yeah, I'll check back in. Okay, so I've painted 14, which means I've got 20 in total. I tried something a little bit different with the last 2, so I'll show you. So I just printed the leaf instead. Did it on here. Do you know what, man? They look good on the video, right? But the camera just does not do them justice. They are really bright, and I'm really happy with them. And I've done loads in in 2 hours. So what I'm going to do now is pack up, get sorted. So now I've got 10 more to do, and then the bookmarks. So I can probably, well, it'll take me 2 more sessions to do them, but I'm not doing another 10 today. I need some more leaves. Like, a lot of my leaves are just beyond using now and are just falling apart. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I will take photos, or I'll just show you a video of them all. And then I'm going to write, because I would like to write before lunchtime so I can catch you up on everything I've been doing, and then finish the vlog so I can post it later tonight. So I'm going to pack up now. And then yeah, come back when I'm writing. So this is everything that I've painted today. I'm going slow so you can see them. Move across. So happy, Whoa, my eyes are dark. So I'm all cleaned up now, changed the bed in, did the washing up as well, put all my paints and stuff away. Sorry, I'm just letting the dog out. Go on then, good boy. So now it is 11 a.m. and I'm going to get some writing done. So because the dog has been a bit unsettled, because obviously like getting the paints out and doing stuff is not something I normally do, we're going to go upstairs. I'm going to sit upstairs and write so he can have a nice vlog on the bed. So I'm going to move upstairs and then I'll check back in when I'm up there and let you know where we're at with Otherworld. So here I am, upstairs, moved finally. The dog is flogged, I'll show you. Here he is, look. He's so massive now. But he's completely sparked out, bless him. Like, I knew that he was waiting for us to, like, sit together. Because he's so cute. Honestly, he's so cute and stuff like that. Like, he loves snuggling. He loves snuggling. So, in the night, he's allowed to come on the bed at, like, 6. And he'll jump on the bed and come right up and he snuggles right in and he just loves it. So, it's his favourite time for sleeping. And I knew that's what he was waiting for. So, now we're up here, ready. So, what I'm going to do is we'll update you on where we're at with Otherworld and what I've done over the last couple of weeks when I've been writing but not vlogging because I've been poorly. I did miss like 5 or 6 days because I was poorly for 3 days or 4 days, and I tried to come back to work, but it was just too much, you know, like going back to actual work and doing this as well. Like, I've still not been feeling 100%. So when I've done a full work day and like commuted to Huddersfield and back, when I've got home at like 6:30, I just have not had energy to sit and write 1,000 words. And I've tried to get some done like on my lunch break and things, but it's not been as productive. So I'm going to update my word count tracker and then just start again trying to do 1,000 words a day, every day. As often as I can, but again, give myself some grace. You know, I'm only human. I can only do what I can do when I can do it. So in terms of the plot of Otherworld, then I left you guys when we had just made an agreement with Kingpen that they were going to be allowed through the gate, and they've gone to the feast, and so that's where they're at, and they're going to go through. So the next chapter, and what I will probably write today, is it will be a Ren chapter, Ren point of view, and they will be going into Otherworld to start the Knight's Quest for the Holy Grail, right? And I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. With Willow, when we were with Willow last, she just explained, well, they were having dinner with the priestesses, so the blue priestesses, which is Maizo, Mina, Mika, and... right, so I've chosen a name for one of the priestesses because it means like of memories and stuff. So it's a really nice name, but I can't say it out loud for the life of me. So it's like Nemi or Menemi or something like that. I have to like put it into YouTube and say how to pronounce this name so that I know what it says. So they've just been there and they've told the priestesses what their problem is. And the priestesses have said to Willow and Morgana, well, we have a problem too, as you know. Our temple was vandalised. And that has never happened before. Our temple was vandalised with a weird script that we can't read and we can't decipher. And the orbix. So, like, it's a big crystal ball that can see into the past. But it's a super powerful crystal ball. So... the orbix, their theory is that they can see into the past, they can see sometimes into the present, and because the orbix is so powerful, it can be used to see into the future, but that's not something normal crystal balls can do. And they suspect that someone went into the temple to try and see into the future and see if they could change somebody's fate, but because they weren't powerful enough or didn't know how to use the crystal ball properly, they've just vandalised the temple, right? Obviously that's quite worrying, because... who does that? So we've left Morgana and Willow on the edge of that mystery. Their next steps, well, Morgana's going to take Willow to Arthur's grave. That's what's going to happen next, and that's going to be nice. We're going to hear a little bit about Arthur and Guinevere and like probably her sister and stuff. So do you know what? I'm not going to tell you all of this bit because it will just spoil the whole thing. But in this book, we're getting to know Mogwais a little bit better. You know, we're getting to know a bit more about why she done what she done, why she is like she is, and kind of give her a bit of humanity, shall we say. And then for the last portion of what I've been writing, so the next steps there is they'll go to Arthur's grave, they'll go and see the orbits in the temple, and they'll just move along, right? I'm probably about 36,000 words now, which means that I do have to get a shuffle on in terms of the plot and like getting it moving along, you know what I mean? Unless this book's going to be 300,000 words long. But the other bit that I've been writing is a couple of scenes between Merle, Kingpen, Lady Dindrain and Richard. So if I didn't tell you last vlog, Kingpen, when he made a deal with the gang, he said, you've got to leave 2 people behind with me as collateral so that I know when you get the grail you'll come back and you'll fix my leg, so that they don't try and like double cross him or whatever. And so Richard Pike, who is Rory's husband, he's not a true knight, he's just married into the family, so he agrees to stay behind. He's got a tiny little bit of sight, so he's a little bit magic, so he stays behind. Merle also stays behind. So my reasoning for that is Merle is the main POV, Ren is a POV as well, so to have both of their POVs in Otherworld is kind of a waste of a point of view, right? Because Ren can tell us everything that's happening there, Willow can tell us everything that's happening in Sign. So Merle, it made sense for her to stay in a different location so we could learn a bit more about the world and what's going on, right? But in the book, that's from like a authorly point of view, right? But in the book, her reasoning for staying behind is, one, because she's not a knight, and this is a genuine knight's quest. So for her to go instead of a knight would be not make any sense. Number 2, she's afraid of the Grail. She says quite openly, you know, the Grail eats magic and it calls to magic people and it tries to make you touch it so it can eat your magic, and I am worried that in Otherworld, where everything is already so tense and that we don't know where the Grail is or what it's going to do or blah blah blah, that I'm going to touch the Grail and lose all my magic. So how about I stay here? Right, so that's what she does. So in the story I've skipped, like sometimes I'm trying to write chronologically and that does seem to be going well, but I also jump about a little bit. So I've just been writing a scene where she is summoned, her and Richard are summoned to dinner by Kingpen and Dindrain. Lady Dindrain is like the queen consort and she's a fairy, she's really nice. And in that, she's like, they have dinner and blah blah blah, and she tells them the story of how she became Merlin's heir, and then she says to Kingpen, you know, you knew these people, you knew Morgana back then and Arthur and Mogwais and everything else, like, tell me what happened. Tell me the story of how she went from being the oldest stepdaughter of King Uther to who she is now. Tell me everything. So Kingpen does. He tells her everything, almost everything. Tried to do a little wiggle of the eyebrows, but I have got no eyebrow movement whatsoever apart from up and down. So I won't try that again. So he says, tell me everything you know. So she does. He does. And the first part of those chapters is him telling her, like, oh, this is what happened between Garlois and Uther, this is how this fell apart, this is like what she thought she was owed when she came to court, blah blah blah. And then, like, this was like something that I wasn't planning for. At the end he goes, she's saying, oh well, yeah, I've seen when Mordred came to court and blah blah blah, and she says, oh yeah, Mel says, yeah, I've seen Mordred, I saw him in a vision when he was like 17. And Kingpen says, oh, you should have been there when she brought Mordred to court for the first time, because that was wild. I remember that, I was there. And Mel goes, oh, if you were there, give me your memories, Sir King, and we'll show the group. So at the end of that chapter, it was like a surprise that they've gone back into Kingpen's memory into Camelot, and they're going to see Mogwais bring Mordred to Arthur's court for the first time. So I'm partway through that scene. That's the next thing that needs finishing off. But I'm getting to the point where it's quite tricky because there's a lot of foreshadowing that needs to happen now because something big is coming. Something big is coming. And you know what? I don't think you're going to be able to guess. I don't think you're going to be able to guess. I don't think you're going to be able to guess right up until the event actually happens. And that is what I'm hoping for. I'm trying to lay some foreshadowing and do some groundwork. Like, I'm peppering in a little bit of history about Lancelot and Arthur and Morgause and Guinevere and trying to muddy the waters a little bit. And I'm trying to, introduce the idea that we should maybe take some pity on Morgause and that there are other greater evils out there. And I'm trying to do that subtly, right? Because I want, when the event happens, when the big event happens, I want everyone who's read it to go, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. Look, because it got built up like this, and this. We went from here to here to here to here to here, and we saw it all. We just didn't know what we were seeing, right? That would be perfect. And I think I managed it a little bit with Sir Tristan last time and his betrayal reveal. And I tried really hard to do that. So I'm going again. So there's just a lot of little niggly foreshadowing, and it's literally a case of sentences. So it's literally a case of just adding the correct sentence at the correct point. So most of this, or a lot of it, even though I'm doing it now and finding the correct spots, the subtleties and the real one-liners I'll put them in during the edit to make sure that they hit exactly how I want them to hit. But I'm getting excited because I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to be able to write the fun stuff and not all of the filler. So that's what I'm working on. I've been working on for Other Worlds. I've also been writing a little bit for my secret project. So I don't know if you remember that in July, August time, I had maybe even a little bit later than that, I had a bee in my bonnet, got an idea in my head that would not let go. And so I sat and I had to write just as much of this idea as I could get out, so I did that. And then went back to Merlin's Heir. But that idea, it's back. And it's a good idea. It's a great story. It's a good story. And it's a proper sword and sorcery romantasy. I think that's maybe not the sword and sorcery, but it was a proper romantasy, and with some really exciting characters that I really like. So I was also writing a little bit of that as well, because I can't get it off my brain. So I don't know, and I don't know what to do with that, because I do feel the idea is very strong. The idea is very strong and the characters are very strong. And I don't know whether you read my books or not, and I know that I'm saying this myself, but I actually am a good writer. I actually can write a good book. I've been practicing my whole life. I've been training for this my whole life, for this moment. So I feel like I know a good story when I feel one in my bones. And when I'm doing this one, I keep getting goosebumps and stuff when I'm writing little bits and when I'm thinking about what's to come. So I'm really excited about it. And my brain says, okay, do it on the side. Do it on the side while you're doing everything else and your Merlin's Heir stuff, and then pick it up when you finish your Merlin's Heir series. Right, that's what my brain says. And that's what I've been doing and what I think I'll probably do. My heart says, write the romantasy and try and make $1 million. So I think what I will definitely do is write Otherworld. That's really something that's non-negotiable at this point. And alongside that, if I can, I'll write... Should I tell you what it's called? I could tell you what it's called because there's only 20 of you. So, the title that I'm floating around right now is Our Brittle Broken Hearts. So, OBBH. I'll call it OBBH from now on. So that, if you know, you know, and if you don't, it's a secret. So, yeah, I think I will try and write that alongside and see what I can do with it. It's a standalone. standalone, maybe as part of a serial. So maybe 3 books that are each standalone that follow a similar romantic trope vibe. So, yeah, that's what I've been on with writing-wise, and that's why I'm going to pick. So I'm going to pick up Merlin's Heir today. I'm going to pick up Otherworld and do a bit of that, and then if I feel so inspired, I will pick up OBBH a little bit later on today. But that being said, I'm going to sign off for the vlog. So thank you so much for watching my higgledy-piggledy last 2 weeks. I'm going to be back vlogging, hopefully, as long as no illnesses or anything strike me down properly. I've got 3 weeks of teaching left, which I love teaching. But it is super busy, and it's like quite taxing because we can be teaching 6 hours a day, which is like, it might not sound like a lot, but our lessons, like I can have 100 students in a lesson, up to 100 students or whatever. So, and I generally teach on my own, as all my colleagues do. So managing like 100 students on your own 3 times a day for 2 hours is quite a big task, right? But it's really enjoyable. The students really like it. So when we, in the next 3 weeks, we'll be finished teaching and back to curriculum design. So that means everything kind of gets less taxing, and I've got more time to like be at my desk and things like that. So yeah, just rumbling at you again. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. At the end of this, I've included the audiobook excerpt for chapter 3 of the Merlin's Heir series as promised, and I'll do that every week if that's interesting to you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. This excerpt comes from Found, Book 1 in the Merlin's Heir series, written and read by GabSkeldon. Chapter 3. I need to take a trip to the fairy rings, a place where the fabric of the world is thin, and when better to go than today, 10 years from where it all began. Dad used to take me there all the time, to the woods at the back of the house. I'd follow him up the garden path, over the crumbly old wall and through the silver birches until we found the trail. In my earliest memories, he's carrying me on his back, my little legs unable to deal with the uneven terrain. Even when I could navigate the long grass and fallen tree branches, he'd swing me over the small stream, planting his feet firmly on either side of the bank, flinging me into the spongy reeds. "Don't forget to thank the sprites," he'd say, and every time I made sure I did. Just beyond the river, the canopy of trees thins out, as did their twisting roots, giving way to long emerald grass and bluebells in the spring. Dad's mission was always to find the fairy circles. Hundreds of fat white mushrooms growing in perfectly formed rings. They're always there, rain or shine. Even in the snow, rocks would take their place. The seasons of change, nothing to them. In the centre of those circles, Dad would sit for hours. Sometimes he'd draw while I played in the sun. Sometimes I'd sit beside him and he'd tell me stories of a grand fairy palace, of the fairy king and queen and all their tiny magical subjects. The fairy rings were our place. Mum came once, but they didn't impress her. "You mustn't fill her head with all that rubbish, Marcus," she'd say. "Of course, love," Dad would answer, but always with a wink in my direction. The last time we went together, there was something different about Dad. In fact, there'd been something different about him for a while. He'd taken to locking himself in the study, poring over strange books and hiding his sketches, suspicious, mumbling to himself, paranoid, not the Dad I'd grown accustomed to. I must have upset him, which is why he'd not taken me to the woods for so long. So on the rainy Saturday morning when he'd knocked on my bedroom door, holding my Mac and Wellington boots, I couldn't have been happier. We'd taken our usual route, although not with our usual excitement, and didn't stop until we reached the clearings. Now, Dad crouched in front of me. "You've got to listen to me very carefully, Wilden." His voice was so clear in my head, I gasp and almost choke on my toast. Wilden, or Wild One, is a name he used to call me. Not only because I like the wild, but as a play on our last name, Wild. Nobody's called me that in years. I haven't even thought about it in years. "Yes, Dad? We're going to play a game, a wishing game. Would you like that?" He hadn't waited for my response. Instead, he'd picked me up, swirled me around and planted me in the centre of the largest fairy ring. His face swims clearly in my mind. The expression I thought then was a smile, really a grimace. He'd taken a shabby notebook out of his pocket, furiously flipped through it for a second and then stuffed it back, his face flushed, eyes determined. Come here, sweetheart. Yes, that's it. Now, do you remember the queen I told you about? He moved me further into the centre and took hold of both my wrists so I'd be holding my hands out in front of me. Well, the legend says that the Queen of Fairy will grant wishes to those who know how to ask for them. Do you know how? He'd taken a small penknife out of his bag, a penknife I still have, and pulled open the blade. The Queen gives wishes to people willing to give her a little part of themselves, like a trade. For a horrific second, I'd thought he'd meant to cut his finger off, but he'd only sliced its tip, blood dripping down the digit. Does it hurt? No, darling. I'd cut my finger too, and it only stung a little. I don't think I really would have cared how much it hurt. I just wanted to make him happy. Now, close your eyes. That's it. I'm going to count to 3 and... What should I wish for? Whatever you want. Now, and what will you wish for, Daddy? He paused. I couldn't see his face because my eyes were closed, but if I was to guess at his expression, I'd say it would have been guarded and dark. It won't come true if we tell. Now listen, Merle. On 3, we're both going to wish. We're going to concentrate as hard as we can and wish, all right? 1, 2, 3. And I'd wished, with all my tiny little heart, to see a fairy. Follow along to hear the next excerpt. Chapters released every Wednesday. Thank you for listening.